Well, it's a very good morning to everybody this morning. Thank you very much for tuning in to us here on Special Stage. You are live for the Pirelli Welsh Rally Championship here in the beautiful North Wales, just alongside Alwen and Brennig reservoirs, up at the very top end of Wales, and it's, as you can see, a beautiful part of the world. We're looking for an action-packed day of motorsport. We're going to be bringing you two stages live today. First one, this one here, stage 1, Alwen South, which is just getting underway right now as we speak. First car's entering the stage, and then we will be coming live from the end of the stage for stage 5, which will be a repeat of this one, and we'll be giving you all the info and the sort of lowdown of what's been going on throughout the day from all the drivers, and getting their reactions as they get to the end of their stage here for the second time round. It's going to be a dusty one, and the dust is blowing straight at us, so I'm hoping it's there's just enough breeze in the air for it to clear as as the next car comes into view. A nice little open section which is working well for the satellite as well, so hopefully no problems for you all today, and we have a great day's rallying. The cars coming to us are in reverse seeded order, so car 293 should be our first competitor, and we'll work our way up to 201, and then we'll go to four-wheel drive, and we'll start quickest to slowest in the four-wheel drives, and Liam Clark will be leading the way in that category. So as I say, lots going on this morning. It's going to be a fun day. The sun's out, the sun is shining. If you're out there watching and listening, please stay safe, everybody. Let's make sure we have a great day's motorsport. We're back in Wales after a little bit of a sort of sabbatical, really, with regards to Storm Dara that wreaked havoc with the nation last year. Not just Wales, but around the UK. Wales seemed to be hit strongest with it by all accounts, and Natural Resource Wales and all the organising teams and everybody in this country really having to dig deep to get motorsport back into the forests here. So fantastic job done, and a brilliant job by the Knutsford Motor Club team who put this Plains Rally on for getting these stages up and running, and some classic stages as well they are. Like I mentioned, we start off with Alwen South, and this is stage 1, and then the cars get back out onto the public road and travel over to the North stage, Alwen North, which is 5.82 miles. This one just over 2.5, with a short, sharp blast this morning, having left the town of Bala. Then they head up to Aberhernant, which is 5.5 miles or just over, and then Dyfnant round the loop off, 6.5 miles, almost 6.25 miles for the first run of Dyfnant. And then everything's repeated again then for the afternoon. So here we go then, first car interview. Tricky little section of stage. We were here 3 years ago. Oh, you can just see the dust. We're going for some fun here, aren't we, with this? Certainly with reverse seeding, the cars, it's a short stage, so it shouldn't affect it too much, but yeah, the chance of cars being caught. So that was car 293, as I mentioned, and that was Hugh Jeffries in the Mark II. Let's get the entry list up so we can see exactly what's going on. Marshall's just handing us some tools. We helped them out this morning with a little bit of maintenance required on the radio mass, and just realised they've still got a screwdriver bit in the pocket, so he brought that back. He said he felt guilty forever, so thank you for that. So I'm just trying to get the entries up so that I can tell you exactly who's coming next. It helps if they're in the right order as well, so I'll do that, and we can give you all the information in one go, can't we? That'd be better. So like I say, reverse seeded entry. We've seen Hugh Jeffreys and Robert Smith through in the 2 Mark II Escorts. The dust is just about clearing, isn't it? Just about getting there with it in time. Bumper entry as well this weekend for the Pirelli Welsh Championship. Great to see so many crews out, as always. Next up for us then, coming into view, a lovely Rothmans coloured car. Looks stunning. Team Chambers. Hotted in the Civic. Okay, right. It took me a minute or two to find. Sorry about that. I was on 2 different websites and I couldn't figure out where I was. So, Hugh Jeffreys, Rob Smith and James Chambers all making their way through in the Ford Escorts. And then Martin Walters and Marie Fletcher then having a good go at that right-hander at the bottom there in the EK4 Civic, weren't they? So we're up and running now. Sorry about that, guys. We're expecting to see John Greaves and Tom Bishop next in their Mark II Escort. Plenty to keep an eye on. A really nice mixed list of entries coming our way. So look forward to seeing these guys through. Some names I've not seen on entries for a while as well. So that's great to see. So this should be John Greaves, Tom Bishop. Red Mark II. You're just pushing the edge of that road, aren't they? It looks a lot tighter than it is. Sorry, it's not. Doesn't look as tight as it is. The bend just creeps up on you. I don't know if you can remember back to 2023, I think it was 2022, 2023. This corner actually claimed it was one of the first cars on the road, one of the minis, and it turned into be a bit of a frantic sort of stage for everyone, really. It was interesting watching the cars tackle this. Just nips up tighter than you think. So one to keep an eye on anyway, for sure. So a little look at what's going on Facebook then. So we'll turn that down. I don't need to hear that. Okay. So morning from Brian in Burwash. As always, welcome along, Brian. Thank you very much for joining in and tuning in with us this morning. That road's getting narrower, I think. The Polo of Martin Pendlebury and Emma Cooper. Just hanging on to that gravel road there. Just about getting away with that. Paolo Marquez, good morning, family. Crazy about the rallying. Have a great Saturday as much as you can. Thank you, Paolo. Thank you for tuning in. Mr. Woodford is on his way to visit Steve O'Johnson. all the best. Paul, thank you for letting us know. Send him our love and our best regards. I hope he enjoys the footage today. We're all thinking about him here. Amy Gash is looking to cheer on Christopher Gash and Dylan Williams. Plenty of people tuning in this early Saturday morning. Thank you very much for that. You can catch us on the Facebook pages here on Special Stage, on the Pirelli Welsh Championship as well, and also on the YouTubes for both Special Stage, Motorsport UK and the Pirelli Welsh Championship. Car 287, that's Tom Adams and Rhys Griffin in the little 205. Steady away this morning. It's a short, sharp blast like we mentioned, and there's a lot to throw away in here, not too much to gain on it being only 2 aisles. However, the stages are all short today, not a lot of time to get your teeth into them, so you really need to be on the money when you set on that start line for each of these stages. Adam Booth up next then, with Daniel Granger in the Vauxhall Corsa. Local boys to me, going well in the little Corsa. Nice to see them back out again. I'm expecting a few local boys to me today, with it being Knutsford Motor Club, my motor club. Big shout out to everyone involved with organising and running the events. And a big well done to getting this one back up and running this year, because it was a bit of a doubt at one point, I know. So it's great to see Wales back on the calendar. And I know that sounds strange with us presenting the Pirelli Welsh Championship, but the first round of the Pirelli Welsh Championship took place last month, and that was up in Kielder Forest in Cumbria. Having lost a couple of the rounds to Storm Dara, it was great to actually get an event under our belts, even if it was up in Carlisle area, and we were welcomed to the north of England. And very hospitable bunch up that way. So nice to bring you some Pirelli Welsh action, even if it was from the other end of the UK. But we're back in Wales now, and Wales is shining for us today. Colin Evans, Harry Evans in that BMW. Oh, sorry, Mike Brown and Nicola Brown in the BMW Compact. There's three BMWs back to back. That caught me out. I wasn't expecting 3 BMWs next to each other on the entry list then. I just saw BMW and went with that one. Yes, that was the compact of Mike and Nicola Brown. Next one up then, Colin Evans and Harry Evans. Good fun, cheap motorsport, I would say, one of those. So to see more and more of those now. It's ideal way into rear-wheel drive rallying. We've got Chris Gittings and Chris Arnott up in the third of the BMWs. This one running in H7 class. So all 3 cars running in different classes. Again, the 318 compact coming our way. Smooth away. dust is already starting to find its way onto my phone screens and into my lungs. I won't be able to talk by the end of today. Just about getting away with it though, aren't we? It's just about clearing enough for each crew, so that's good. Paul Clayton and Vera Johnson. The really tidy looking 205 GTI there. That's car 282. Throwing the Avenger around. Love to see that. Cliff Evans, Rich Jones. Who doesn't like a sideways Avenger? The surface of the stage, we drove in this morning, the surface of the stage looks really, really sort of new, if that doesn't sound a bit weird. It's all been freshly laid by the looks of it. The top surface is really loose as well, as you can see from these opening pictures we're bringing you here from the sort of midpoint of the stage. Just on from that, it's a really sort of fresh top layer of gravel, and it was quite slippy this morning. Producer Wayne was commenting that it would throw up some action throughout the stage. In top condition, these forests. Here we go then. This is nice to see the Volvo 244. Darryl Denning chucking the bus around. Alex Lewis alongside. Brilliant stuff. Gotta love a Volvo on the stages, haven't you? Gotta love a Volvo. Right then, I've got a car missing. There's a Joe Lewis is missing in the Peugeot 106. This is Ashley Morris, Matthew Badley in Jig, the little Fiesta. Reason she's called Jig is the number plate. If anyone was wondering then why I'd called it Jig. JIG is the start of the registration on that little Fiesta for Ashley. Last time we saw her out, she was in Mr. O'Donovan's Hyundai, flying around Anglesey Circuit, final round of the Circuit Rally Championship, which took place a month or so ago now. It all feels too long ago. It's been a while since I've been out rallying. Another Avenger on its way to us as well. Very shortly, we'll keep an eye out for Drew Struthers in that one. This should be Freddie Cam first up. Freddie Cam and Stephen Spear. The lovely Mark 1 Escort. So I know we're here bringing you all the action from all the crews today, but our main focus is, of course, the Pirelli Motorsport UK Welsh Rally Championship. There is the fantastic Avenger. Drew Struthers, Ian Thorburn in that iconic colour schemed car. Neil Commons and Christian Brown should be up next in their R2 Fiesta. And then we'll have Paul Gorge and Harriet Worth in a little Mazda MX-5, which we're used to seeing on Circuit Rally Championship events. not used to seeing the little MX-5s in the forest. That'll be an interesting ride in that today, I'm sure. We'll see how they get on very shortly. Tucking the R2 in close to that apex, staying away from the outside of the road. Nicely done, Neil Commons. Christian Brown alongside in that car. Trying to marry up my list of Welsh contenders with my entry list as well, and then the entry list also marrying that up with the start times list, and it's all a little bit my thumbs are working overtime on my phone trying to figure out who's doing what, where and when. Quick in the little MX-5, nicely done, Paul. It could be the car to have today, this little MX-5. It's going really well, look at that. Different coloured bonnet on it as well. It means business today, does Mr. Gorge. And Harriet will be guiding him through the stages safely, I'm sure. Lots of experience in MX-5s as Harriet. So up next then, we're looking for a Nissan Micra of Dominic Hodge with Brian Cammack alongside. And a certain Mr. Woodford, if you're still listening. This is some driving tips coming your way here. I believe Paul is going to be lucky enough to drive one of Dominic's Micras at Abingdon in a month or so's time. So it's a great opportunity for Paul and Dominic showing how it's done here. Keeping the revs up. And chucking it through the stages. Brian Cammack alongside him this weekend. Brian, a name that you can I can remember back to anyway from when I was out filming the Tarmac Championship many years ago. I used to sit alongside Simon Major in that awesome little Escort. I say little, it's not really little. It was a high-powered Escort that Simon had. Brian was co-driver alongside Simon all those years ago. Battles with the WRC machinery of Damien Cole and Steve Simpson on the top of the Asphalt Championship, over the likes of Otterburn and places like that we sadly don't go to at the minute. We need to get back to those iconic stages up there. Jeremy Wells, Martin Saunders, Mark 1, running in class H8 today. Peter Jones, who's up next, is also in the same class, so it'll be a good comparison between the two Ford Escorts. We'll see who's coming out on top there. We'll see if I can get some results for you as the crews get to the end of this one. So 13 times through already for us. Like I say, only a short, sharp blast this morning. 2.5 miles or so of Alwyn South. Robert Smith. In car 9.2 is quickest. Interesting to see when you've got a few cars which on paper appear to be quicker. So he's had a good run through there as Robert Smith. Car 292. Just shy of the 3 minute mark. 2 minutes 59 seconds is the quickest car through at the minute. Contender to be a little bit quicker though. Already catching the dust. Lee Robinson, Daniel Robinson in that throaty sounding, let's say, Fiesta. Going nicely. Might struggle as the day progresses with catching cars that we want to keep an eye on. Not so bad on a 2.5 mile stage, but when you get into the slightly longer stages, 6 or so miles, that might become more of an issue for sure. But I expect maybe a lead change by the time that crew gets to the end of this stage. If you want to keep up to date with results and keep an eye on exactly what's going on throughout the day for the Plains Rally, it's results.djames.org.uk, and that will take you to the results pages. If I try and do two things at once, which is never easy, as you'll soon realise. If you're watching on the Pirelli Welsh Championship live stream, that's your link there to the results. If you're watching on the special stage page this morning on Facebook, that's your link to the results there as well, so you can have a little look on there, and you've got to find out exactly how your friends, family, loved ones, rivals are getting on this morning and throughout the day. Ian Ross is watching from by a pool in Spain. Thanks, Ian, for that. I reckon we're second best here, just about. I mean, I know you like your rally cars just as much as we do. A pool in Spain does sound good at the minute, I must admit, but yeah. Sunshine in Wales. Got to come a close second, I reckon. Enjoy your time away. When you get back, you can get back to teaching everyone how to drive Subaru Imprezas down at your rally school. Rallyschool.co.uk is the place to be if you want to have a go at driving these amazing cars. If you want to see exactly what goes on at the rally school, then if you go onto our Special Stage YouTube and specialstage.tv websites, you can search back through and find our day we spent at the rally school. What a day it was. Some serious fun had by us all, so thank you very much to the guys down there for putting that on for us. 268 then, Dave Orritt and Graham Wood in the RS 1800. They're making their way through. And we saw Will Roberts and Matthew Williams just before that in the Toyota Corolla T-Sport. Like I say, really good mix of cars today. Lots of variety. We always like variety. We always say that. Great to see the different makes and models out on the stages. Some hard-charging two-wheel drives to come as we make our way through this reverse-seeded entry list for the two-wheel drive cars. Ooh, getting all crossed up and just managing to save himself is the Sunbeam 267. Lyndon Jones with Lucy Guttridge alongside in that TI Sunbeam, just getting away with that one. It's a bit of a ditch on the outside. If the car does go in there, it can get back out again. Ron Morgan up next then in the Escort. Coming in quick, going well. One of our many Pirelli Welsh Rally Championship sponsors, Ron, with Restruct as a brand, supporting the championship now for multiple years. So a big thank you to Ron and the rest of the sponsors as well. Jordan Jones alongside Ron this weekend. Came in hot, didn't he? I thought that was going to be a bum clencher, but he seemed to have it all under control and he turned out to be quite tidy away in the end. So good to see. Nicely done, Ron. So just mentioning the sponsors there, we need to just touch on them again and just mention Ashmore's, Restruct, as we just saw Ron come through then. Withams, 57 Tyres Limited, Hockley Motorsport, on the pacenote.co.uk. M Sport for coming along and offering a fantastic junior prize this year as well. And of course Pirelli and Motorsport UK for their continued support with the Pirelli Welsh Championship. Without sponsors, we simply couldn't bring you this coverage and bring you the action from the stages. We've got a great team around us here at the Pirelli Welsh Championship, and a real fantastic effort that goes into bringing the championship to you guys at home, but also to make it interesting for the competitors, and it's sort of showing its fruits of its hard work now. Really, to be fair, it's really coming along. So Bryn Mawr, everyone at the Pirelli Welsh Championship is doing a fantastic job, and being back on home soil as well. It's what could be better. So Mark Walker and Alfie Element were through then in the Citroen. A little C2R2 Max. Julian Fouquet with Harry Walshaw in the Mini Cooper. Up next, it's an R50 specification car. Buzzing along nicely as well. Next up should be Brinley Thomas and Catherine Price in the 206. Keep an eye out for those guys making their way through the dust. I imagine as they break into this little sort of opening in the trees, this little coppice in the trees, I imagine it'll be a welcome relief to the tree-lined section of stage that they come out of, which will be quite dusty in there, I imagine. So this is Brinley and Catherine singing along nicely in the little 206 Peugeot, running Class 12 this weekend. Let's have a little look at what's going on the socials then. I'll dip back into there. So a big shout out to everyone for tuning in today. And I can hear a cuckoo across the valley as well, which is quite nice to hear. Don't see too many of those. Whee! Very sideways from the Purple Moose. Jonathan Wally and Peter Dennis chucking that Purple Moose escort around the stage. So let's see who we've got. Dan Elmore's joined us. Thank you, Dan, our clothing and merchandise sponsor, who's along for the ride with us this year at Special Stage. Yeah. Sorry. Trying to do two things at once. Producer Wayne's looking at me and telling me something, and I'm trying to talk as well. I couldn't figure out what was going on then for a second. Apologies. It's all right. It's okay. It's all good. So Dan Elmore is along with us this weekend, as always, from Rallying His Life. And the one thing that we do every time we go live for stage action anyway, at least, is bring you the offer or the chance to win some Rallying His Life and Special Stage merchandise. And this year we are bringing Special Stage Rallying His Life hats to the party. So if you would like to be involved or get hold of one of these hats, there is only one real way to do it. You can't buy them online, these Special Stage ones. And we won't give them away either because we don't get them. Believe it or not, we haven't got one either. So, Dan, it's like a money can't buy Special Stage Rallying His Life hat. And if you want to be in with a chance, all you've got to do is comment on the stream. So if you're sat there at home now watching, or wherever you are watching on your phones or your Apple iPads or your devices or whatever you're doing, computers, TVs, all you've got to do is just send us a message or drop us a comment. Doesn't have to be anything specific, it just needs to be family friendly. Remember, we do have kids watching, so just a comment on either what you're up to, where you're watching from, what have you had for breakfast, who you're cheering on. It really doesn't matter what that comment is. It could be that you're cheering on Lynn Davies there in the 57 Tyres Escort with Alan Richards alongside. Doesn't really matter. Put it into the chat, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, whatever you're watching on, whatever platform, stick it down. We'll put you into a prize draw and you'll be in with a chance of winning one of these Money Can't Buy Special Stage and Rallying His Life hats. So a big shout out to Dan and the team at Rallying His Life for their support. Will Banks is watching as well with Sally Ann alongside. Thank you very much for tuning in this morning, guys. Wishing all the ERO crews good luck and a safe, fun event. Trying hard then, John Woodward, Kevin Aiken. Going well in that car, aren't they? Car 258, that's the RS 1800. I think they're from Whitchurch Motor Club, if I remember rightly. Going really well in the red at Mark II. David Wills is also watching. Evening, he says, from Wellington, New Zealand. You've sidetracked me from watching the rugby. Thank you so much for all the fun. Very kind of you, David. Thank you very much for tuning in as well, all the way from New Zealand. Love having you guys on board. Watching the rallying over here with us. One day we will get to New Zealand and we'll come and do some rallying over there. There's lots of events on that archipelago that I would love to come and watch. So we will come to that one day. It's just a long swim, isn't it? That's the problem. I'd be kicking my legs for weeks to try and get there. But we will get there. Using all the road. The Vauxhall Nova of Geraint Williams and Liam Jones. Chucking it around. Nice to see the orange car in the sunshine, isn't it? Glowing and glistening with the sunlight. Berman Gustav Delou is watching as well. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Alistair Flack, good morning. Great coverage as always. Rob Smith, car 292, going well in the 1600s. Testing ready for the RAC. He's keen to get a test in now. I'm not sure we'll have the same conditions in November, if I'm honest with you, but certainly shaking a car down and getting things sorted in time, that's it's not a bad way of not a bad way of getting into the spirit of things, ready for November. Someone else will be getting things ready for November is Dave Appleby as well, who's just joined us. So thank you, David, for tuning in. Marcus James, morning, Phil. Warm and dusty. Hope you're well. I am well. Thank you, Marcus. It's been a long time, hasn't it? We haven't seen you for a good time, actually. I think, oh God, I can't remember when it was I last saw you. I hope you're doing well anyway, mate. I hope you're all good. And I'll send on my regards to you guys. Jane and David Auden in the first of the MGs they've seen today. Usually see a few on the stages, but first one for today. Ian Henshaw, morning all, thanks for the coverage. Jog Dean, morning. Richard Chester, proud day to see my son Daniel Chester and grandson Riley both rallying on the plains. Go boys go. It's a Chester family affair then today on the stages. Thank you for getting in touch and letting us know, Richard. That's really good of you. I hope they have a really good day. We've been sort of following Riley for a few years now through the juniors, and then making his step up into the Fiesta and a little bit of gravel rallying as well. And by all accounts, the last time I saw him out, he's got his foot down. He knows how to pedal one of those Fiestas already. So fantastic to see. Look forward to seeing him come through. He won't be too far away, I don't think now. So he'll be around soon. Craig Smith's watching, as is Pete Smith. Nice to see Pete along. Hope the guys are all right up in Yorkshire, Pete. Say hi to Guy for me. I haven't seen him for a long time. Miss seeing him behind the wheel of a Bentley. That's what I miss. And he's been behind the wheel of a Lotus Cortina, amongst many other things recently as well. So he's still got his, still keeping his toes in, just dipping in, just so that when Bentley do go back racing, he can come back and win Le Mans for us again. That'll be good. We can all dream, can't we, Pete? Thank you, mate, for getting in touch. That was Barry Hughes and Stuart Borden making their way through car 256 in their Escort. Cyril Crook will be along any time now with Paul Pritchard in the Astra. Claire Guttridge says, good luck Lucy and Lyndon Jones in car 267. Yeah, they came through. They were chucking it sideways around this bend. I hope you saw that. Steve Jubb, Roger Lewis is watching. Thank you, guys. Lots of people tuning in this morning. Really great to see. Make sure you share this stream with your friends and family. Let's get waking the nation up with a bit of motorsport on a Saturday morning. Car 260, that's Rob Bradley and Kevin Booth. The H11 class Ford Escort. Getting caught. Craig Stamps watching from the top of a hill in Duvenant, ensuring the safety comms is up to scratch. Looking good then. You can, you've got a bit of signal up there. That's great to see. This is Cyril Crook, rear-wheel drive Astra. Car 255. Kevin Massey is watching from Aberdeenshire. Barry Jones, say hello to Pete Dale, marshalling there by you. I'll try my best. Let me see if he's there. I don't know if he's down here or not. Let's have a look. Hang on a second. Pete Dale. Hi, Pete. Barry Jones says hello. He's watching the live stream and he wants to say hello to you. There we go. I've done my bit. He's looking at me very confused up there now. There you go. I did say I'd say hello. There you go, Barry. Cyan, John. Great footage, very dusty. Thanks. Yeah, it is. It's a dusty one here today. Luckily, just about enough breeze to keep my blacktop black at the minute. We're in a little prime spot up here out the way, which is quite nice actually, because the guys in the bottom down there, I know they look quite close to the stage. They are actually quite a long way back. The dust is really sort of hanging around down there as well. So as you see from Arwell Lloyd Jones and Dylan Richards, they're kicking the dust out and giving the spectators something to chew on. Richard Jessup is watching from the Forest of Dean. Good luck to Ben and Cliffy. We'll see them in about sort of 45 minutes time, I think. David Wilson said you need to come to the Central Machine Hire Otago Rally next year. New Zealand's best classic. Can you stick that in the diary, please, Wayne? We'll head over. Yeah?
Yep.
Thank you, mate. We're on our way, David. We'll set off in a bit. Straight after this one, we'll be on our way. John Middleton is watching from New Mills in Derbyshire. Bigswear Salmon Fishery are cheering on Dave Jenkins' motorsport competitors. Nice colour scheme on this Mark 1. Michelle Rowlands waiting for Will in car 220. Won't be too far off either, about 25 minutes or so. Paul Street's watching from Spain. Andrew Hockridge is also watching. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in this morning and also commented on the stream. Obviously, I mentioned before about the merchandise, the hat. We'll chuck you in the draw. We'll see how you get on. You got everyone who's commented so far is in the shout of winning a Rallying His Life special stage hat. Connor Taylor, good morning. Best of luck to car 210. Ben Friend and Cliffy Simmons. Good to be missing it due to A-level finals. Well, good luck with those, Connor. I hope you have a good and a positive outcome from those. It's an important time of your life, so one rally, you know, as gutting as it is, it's more important. You'll be able to earn some money then to come do it yourself. That's a good way of looking at it. Ange Cotton, have a good day. Jeff, Colin Jenkins rallying. I should also say it's SATs week as well, isn't it? So the youngers that are out there, if anyone's watching and you've been doing your SATs this week, I hope you all did well in your SATs, and I hope you've had a good week in school, really getting those exams out of the way and preparing yourselves for your futures. So good luck to everybody with the results on those as well when they come out in a few weeks' time. Phil Probin, David Appleby, let's get the TR out ASAP. Yes, that's what we all want. Angela Fenn, getting some rally action in while packing for Barbados on Tuesday. Going with the Clan Crusader team. Dan Gibson and Dan Moorfield, can't wait. I can literally feel Paul Woodford jumping up and down, screaming at the phone now. He's so happy about that. Thank you very much, Angela. Kevin Edwards, great coverage, watching from Ponsau, Wrexham. I hope that was pronounced right. Ponsau. My Welsh, terrible. Go Cyril. He was going as well, wasn't he? Dancing the back end of that car. And Brian Gibson is watching from Congleton. Thank you, Brian. Chris Davies is also watching, as is Philip Roberts. So big thank you to everyone who's tuned in this morning and is watching the live stream. We really appreciate it. Results.djames is the website for any results that you want to keep up to date with. You can find the link above. Bob Wiggins just diving in there with a good look. Colin Minton and Jordan Joins. Looking forward to navving for Colin on the Jim Clark next week. It'll be a good blast around the Scottish lanes, that will. The sweet tones of David Jones and Glyn Price in the E30 BMW. And just like we had before, we got two BMWs back to back. We've got another one coming our way as well. It should be the blue and black car of Dan Chester and Jack Morris. And we have an Escort that's managed to squeeze themselves in to the BMW sandwich, because then we have the Foxes, Andrew and Jamie Lee, in their BMW 325 as well. So a little pack of BMWs ganging up on the Escort here. Dan Chester, every inch of the road. Great big plume of dust as well. That'll look good on the cameras. Certainly look good on ours. Fantastic stuff. Trying hard is Dan. Let's have a little flick over to the results and let's just see if we can find out whether anyone's beaten 2:59. Well, it doesn't appear to be fair. Everyone's getting slower, so that leads me to believe that the dust is becoming an issue. 2:92, Robert Smith has set the pace so far. 290 Martin Walters is 1 second behind that John Woodward. 258. So there is some quicker cars creeping through, but they're all around the 3-minute mark. Rob Smith's had a bit of a blind there, if that's the correct time, which there's nothing to sort of doubt that. That's a great time set by Rob. We'll see if anyone can topple that as the event goes underway, as we sort of see the quicker and quicker cars making their ways through. I'm sure at some point we will we'll see that time be beaten, but at the minute, car 292, Rob Smith, is holding his own at the top of the entry for this stage anyway. We have gone through the next stage, and he is quickest in the next stage as well, so a little bit of a surprise there. 293. Hugh Jeffries second quickest, 5 seconds behind that through the second stage of Olwyn. So there we go. It's going well at the top of the table for Rob Smith at the minute. No one's managed to knock him off that top spot. Here's Andrew and Jamie Lee in a 3.25. Car number 247. Okay, so let's have a little look. Tim Jones, Yvonne Walton should be up next for us. Mark 1 Escort, that's a wide approach, and over we go. Okay, so first car to succumb to the right hand here. We have a roll, a soft roll, thankfully. We'll, I'm sure with the amount of spectators we have down there, we'll get that car back onto its wheels, and hopefully no real damage to the car and get it back going again. I'm sure the crew will be absolutely fine. They'll just dig it out of the ditch. .246 the door, Mr. Goldring. Can't quite see. I can't quite see from here. 246. 246 is the car number. 246 is the car number. 246. For Tim Jones, Yvonne Walton. And that's just slowed round Chester and Steve Davey down in the Ford Fiesta. Tow ropes out. We have a crack team down there who will be pulling that car back over and get it back out onto the road again very shortly, I'm sure. Ably directed by Mr. Matt Edwards, who's been on his roof a few times himself, so he knows how to get a car back on its wheels. We'll continue to monitor that situation. We'll make sure everyone's okay. We'll get the car back on its wheels, and
yeah, you pass it, it's off the road.
We'll continue to give the shout outs to Andy DiGiulio, Sam Weller, Richard Slinger, and everyone else who's tuned in. It's a shame. I'd like to have seen this car at speed. I love a Manta. Beautiful looking car. Gareth Hooper, James Dowell in the Opel Manta. There we go. And just like that, it's back on its wheels. Spectators, they've done that before, I think, haven't they? We'll get that back out the ditch and get it going again, I'm sure. But, it was only a soft one. Hopefully there's no tree stumps down there. I don't seem to remember there being. There is a little bit further in, but you can almost make out like a sort of tree line along the edge of a ditch. Didn't quite get there, just dipped its nose into it and tipped over, so I don't think there'll be too much damage. Hopefully the engine's been saved. It wasn't running too long whilst on its roof. Peter Hinton should be up next for us in the RS2000. Fiesta, car 243. Looks like the colour scheme of a Mr. Hinton. Glenn Mercer alongside him this weekend. Hopefully the steering's not damaged on that Escort. That's the other question, isn't it? We need to make sure that it's all good to come back out. So, just having a little flick down my list of competitors for the Pirelli Welsh Championship, and I can see Yvonne Walton is from Bridgend. She's navigating in this this car at the bottom of the hill down here. She's got 2 sons and 5 grandchildren sat watching at home, so it's all okay, guys. If you're watching on the live stream, they're all good. Bit of a dented Pride, but they'll be back up and running, hopefully, if we can get things sorted. Competes in some 4-wheel drive off-roading and loves doing driving and navigating tours around the UK and Europe, which is good fun. Thank you to Brimore for all the information on the Welsh competitors. Aidan Kilkenny, Donald Lennon in the Rally 4 Fiesta, making our way over from Ireland. Just trying to get this Escort back onto the road. It didn't seem too far off, did it? It looked like it would just roll back up and get back onto the road again, but not quite as straightforward as that by the looks of things. We're a long way away up here. We're right back on the top of the bank to try and give you as much of a view as we can. So it's all right me stood up here saying that, but there's a lot of work going on down there to get the car back up and running again. So fingers crossed we'll get the crew sorting on the road again. Steve Corky Ward, John Millington, car 240. The Ralt Rally Sport liveried car. I can hear an engine kicking in down the bottom, so that's a good sign. All the dust clears. We're just getting the belts back up and run. Get the belts back on before they get up and running. Crew climb back into the car. Harold Davies up next with Sean Rowlands. Car 239. And there we go. Good work by the spectators and the marshals there. Safely extracting the car and getting it running again. Just being a little bit of an issue at the minute. Continue, I wasn't sure whether they're pulling up here, but they've continued, so that's good to hear. hopefully nothing but a bit of pride and a little bit of time gone on the Escort. Hopefully it's not too damaged, so all good. Next up then, Gary Smith, Clive Jones should be here with us in their Ford Escort Mark 1. Nice line, nice tight. Lining through the bend, hugging the apex. Well, that car is struggling there with a misfire. That's needs to clear its throat. It didn't sound too bad coming down the hill. But, coughing and spluttering its way out of the right-hander there. Chris Squires is watching from Bala. Chris, you entered on this event. Where are you? Chris, why aren't you on the event? Why are you in Bala watching in Bala? On the spanners, I take it. Team Squires out in force this weekend, so well, nice to see you're actually out at the event and you're here helping out, I'm sure. Whee! Sideways Corsa. Brian Gibson, we said hello to you earlier. David Bramhill has tuned in. Hi, Dad. Hope you're well. Joined us for some sideways action here in Alwyn South. Andrew Shears has spotted that Ian Ross has got the life of Riley as well. You're going to get some stick for this, aren't you, Ian? Andy Pem is watching from the People's Republic of Ulo, up in the outskirts of Chester, just over the Welsh border, or just into the Welsh border, I should say. So Andrew Shears is watching from North Herefordshire. Ashley Curtis is watching. Matthew Davies is watching. Pete Townsend as well, loving the coverage from Nottingham, whilst cheering on and recovering from a broken ankle. Oh no. Dipping the back end of that BMW into the foliage there. Car 236, Kevin Metcalf, Paul Barbett in the E30. So next up should be the Squires boys, Phil and Mick in the brightly coloured Ton Escort. It's done a ton of events. Certainly the number plate has, anyway. Chris has opted for the spanners this weekend as opposed to the steering wheel, making sure the twins get through. He'll be relaxing at the minute with a cup of coffee. Give it a couple of hours or so, and they all turn up at service. He'll have to be running around as a lot of you guys who are watching now will be. So here they are then. The Squires Rally team. Rally and competition equipment sponsored Mark II Escort from Knipersleigh, just outside Stoke-on-Trent. Another of the crews from the ERO Motor Club in the Staffordshire Moorlands. I've noticed something, Mr. Wayne. The dust's going the other way now. Yeah. Everything all of a sudden has just changed. The dust is now blowing in the complete opposite direction, 180 degrees different. What's all that about? So there we go. Might be worse for the drivers, but it's certainly better for us anyway. Steve Hopewell, Mike Smith. Car 234. Our 60th competitor on the road. 61st competitor.
Where is he? Do you know?
I don't know. Barry, are you still watching? I don't know where he was. He just said Marshall is near you. I can't see it now, the comments disappeared, but yes, it was Marshall's near you. Can you give him a shout out? There we go. Which we aim to please. We try and do as much as we can. When an opportunity arises, we'll certainly give a shout out. No problem with that. So, plenty more tuning in and sending their well wishes. Kath Hawkins. Alu Agunbaidi. Abandoned and Forgotten Wales. Shout out to the marshals, especially our radio marshal friends. Thank you very much. Getting attacked by a wasp or a bee or something that's just flown around my head. Robert Healy, good morning. Paul, watching from Somerset. I'm Phil. Paul's over in Yorkshire at the minute. Unless there's another Paul you want to say hello to, you can happily use our platform for saying hello to people, by the way. It's no problem at all. We don't mind that. But thank you for tuning in nevertheless. Mark Weller, good morning from sunny Brecon, watching on the big screen TV. No rallies for the Weller household this weekend. It looks mega dusty. Lots of showers tonight. Be safe, everyone. Yeah, I already need one. Already need a shower. I've only been here for an hour. It's certainly a dusty one today. Jeff Phelps, Colin Jenkins then. A lot of love on the socials for these guys. And they're going to have to keep an eye on their rear view mirrors, because I'm pretty sure the car behind will be catching them at a rate of knots going on previous performances. We'll keep an eye on and see how it goes, but a certain young Charlie Tuthill with Pereda Davies is behind in the MGZR Plus, and having seen Charlie sort of competing now on about 5 or 6 events over the last few months, he can certainly pedal this car, and he's getting quicker and quicker with every event as well. So certainly one to watch. See how he tackles this little section of stage. Very, very committed. Very, 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 very committed. I told you. I didn't think there was any way on this planet he was getting around that bend then. Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. Well, 10 out of 10 for trying, I can tell you that much. Really, really is pushing that car as hard as it could possibly go. The speed he came into the corner, I don't know how that car stayed on the road, I really don't. Yeah, unbelievable to watch. So, fantastic stuff. Well done, Mr. Tuthill. Master Tuthill. Maybe not Mr. Tuthill, there is 2 of them, isn't there?
More than 2.
Yeah, I was going to say there is more than 2 Tuthills. Yeah, there's quite a lot. And there needs to be when they build all those Porsches. Adam Clayton is watching, Andy Reid is watching, Paul Woodford is back watching with us, Matthew Hurst has joined us as well. Matthew, thank you for tuning in. Great to have you along. That's way too fast, way too fast. That's, yeah. That is Dylan Fowler-Bishop with Dan Evans in the micro. Hopefully those guys will be all right. They get the spectators and marshals down there quickly to the car. But yeah, that was a bit of a quicker off, that one. Crew climbing out the car, which is great to see. Not sure they'll get that car out and over onto its wheels and back up and running again like the Escort. But we'll keep an eye on their progress now. Phil Coverdale, big shout out to Team Mennel. Bring her home safely and hopefully a win and more points towards a championship title. Hopefully so. Yes, I do. It is 229.
Can we just give you the radio so we can go to sleep?
You can, yeah, why not? We'll do a bit of everything. Okay, so car 229, Dylan Fowler-Bishop is the one that's on its roof. 228 is Tim Piercy and Ifan Devine. And the spectators are trying to get this micro back over. Dylan has always been so consistently quick as well. I thought he would be one to be a banker for getting around here. Okay, no problems. But okay, unfortunately, Dylan and Dan on the roof in the Nissan Micra, trying to keep up with Charlie Tuthill. Spectators are already working on it. They've already had one attempt at it, haven't they, with the guys earlier. We got the Mark 1 Escort back on its wheels and away. .227 is Brian Jardine and Declan Campbell. Mark 2 Escort running in the H8 class. Plenty of bodies behind the car now as it starts to go back over onto its wheels. There she goes. Okay, that's the easy bit done. We've got to get it back onto the road now, over all the stumps. It went a little bit further in than the Escort, so we've got a ditch and some stumps to get around. Let's see. Went in with quite a bang as well, so I don't reckon there's going to be any wheels on the front of that when it comes out. Certainly some front end damage. The crew are out the car. They're having a wander around by the side of the car as well. A little bit shaken by the looks of things. Okay. Yeah, there's a fair bit of damage to the front of that Micra, isn't there? 225. Gareth Bevan, Craig Nelson, RS 1800. I don't suppose the radiator will be looking particularly brand new on that Micra anymore, so it's probably the end of the road, I would have thought. I need ideally pushing to safety somewhere out the way. We've got about 25 historic and two-wheel drive cars to come, and then we'll be focusing our attention on the main four-wheel drive field. Grant Shand and Bonnie Shand are up next for us in the Rally Extreme Mark II Escort. Just getting the nod from the marshal to say that the driver and co-driver were all okay. It's good to hear. Dylan and Dan are fine. The team down there with radios, so we're just getting confirmation that everything's okay. Dust is blowing a different way again now, down the stage rather than across it, so it's coming from behind us. Stefan Stoof, Dan Petrie, I'll get shouted at by Michelle for getting this wrong. I think I always get this wrong. Mr. Woodford will tell me. That fantastic looking RS 1800 over from Belgium is Stefan. Dan works down with Ian. Bossman Ian's away on holiday in Spain. Dan's co-driving for Stefan this weekend. Yeah, broken front wheel on the Micra. this is going to be an issue. Okay, we can get by. I think just I think they're trying to pull the car to safety actually, but car 222 just checking on things, I think, making sure everything's okay. Matthew Stroud, Josh Carr, hopefully they get their time amended for the inconvenience there. Obviously making sure everything was okay with Dylan and Dan. Well, we've done a good job of getting the car back out of the ditch and onto the road. Unfortunately, the car's now in the road and we need to get the car off the road, so that's our next challenge. To 2-1 then, Peter Elkins, Andrew Joel. Used to drive an Escort World car. Always used to love seeing Peter out. Had a Focus World car as well at one point. And Ford dealership, or owned a Ford dealership down south. This will get the muscles working. Pulling that up the. Thank you, Mr. Woodford. That will get the muscles working, dragging a Micra up the hill. Of course there's a chance of a mention. Of course there is. Big shout out to the Johnson family and Steve-O himself as well. Watching the special stage coverage this morning. I hope you're enjoying it. Getting this Micra out of the way, just about got it sorted. Dan Petrie. Sorry, Dan. Sorry, Michelle. Sorry, the Petrie family. I knew when I said it, I thought, I'm sure that's wrong. I'm sure I've heard Mr. Woodford say it properly. Will Rowlands, Emir Hall in the RS 1800. They've... where are we going now with it? We're going off the road again, are we? Okay.
Into a little lay-by kind of thing.
Oh, right, okay. There's a little, like, sort of lay-by at the side of the stage there. Got you, okay. Yeah, decided against pulling it all the way up here. It's quite a way up this hill, and it's a big hill to come up. And with the steering gone on the Micra, it's going to be a bit of a job, that. So anyway, it's safe off the road now. That's good. The crew is safe and they're well, so that's good as well. We'll be back at full speed again with Paul Thompson and Josh Davison in their Escort. So Steve-O and the Johnson family, I hope we can give you a little bit of relief from the difficulties you have at the minute, but I'm hoping this is helping and you can enjoy a little bit of stage side rallying with us here on special stage. And the added bonus is you don't have to listen to Mr. Woodford either talking. Oh no, he's right next to you, isn't he? Oh, okay, sorry about that. You've got me instead of Mr. Woodford this morning anyway, so a big shout out to you guys and also to Mr. Woodford as well for making the visit over and journey over to see you. The lengths and breadths we go to bring live coverage to people and viewers around the country. If you would like Paul to visit you and bring his TV to your home or place of work or wherever you are, hospital bed, we can do that. just drop him a message, he'll be happy to help, I'm sure. Full-time gig there for you, Paul. Owen McMacken and Rory McCann flying along in their RS 1800. Glorious sounding engine note from that car, going really, really well. And yeah, nice to see the crew over from Ireland. Well, Rory, I think, is actually from the Isle of Man, if it's the same Rory I'm thinking of. So we've broken into the top 20 now in the two-wheel drive historic category here on the Pirelli Welsh Rally Championship. The times will only get quicker from now on, I'm sure. Ben Smith, Steve Smith in the Porsche 911 up next for us. Beautiful. Glorious to see the car, and Ben driving it as well as he is doing as well. Fantastic stuff. I'll have a quick look back at the results and see if anyone has managed to pit Mr. Smith yet at the top of the hill. Of course they have. Who else would it be but Charlie Tuthill? In fact, quite a few cars have taken the honours now, which is not surprising, if I'm honest with you. Running at 292 on the road as well. You know, so he's now joint 13th quickest as we make our way through the last sort of 20 competitors in this sort of two-wheel drive historic category. Charlie Tuthill leads the way by a massive 20 seconds almost over Kevin Metcalf. 2 minutes 26 the time for Charlie. Through this stage, Kevin Metcalf 2:42, Tony Thompson 2:44, Brian Jardine and Jeff Phelps 2:48. Adam Milner in the lovely looking Mark 1 Escort, making his way through this 2.5 mile Alwyn South test. Getting things underway this morning. A tricky little stage, as a few of the competitors have found out. Not least Dylan Fowler-Bishop and Dan Evans, who have parked the Mini on its roof with considerable front end damage after we managed to get, well, I say we, I've got nothing to do with it, the team down here managed to get the Escort out this morning. Oh, look at that. It's like Portugal, isn't it? It's beautiful to see. Dovery James and Emir Jones. We're here, we can hear you. This is just like surround sound. I've got audio coming from all angles. We're now getting communications through the rally radio system. Phil and Wayne, can you hear us? Well, yes, we're here. I was hoping they were going to ask if we wanted any coffee or anything bringing over, but they didn't. Oh, I don't know. Okay, the dust is just becoming a bit of a pain, isn't it? Simon Webster, Jez Rogers, car 213. I've got so much hope for car 206. Shane McGurr, Denver Rafferty in the Lada Riva. I've not seen the car on stage yet. I've seen it on the footage and stuff like that. And when we did, was it Grisdale last year or the year before? And I just can't wait to see it. They've got the road car version as well, which comes over with the team from Ireland, and I just can't wait to see it. I'm so excited for that car. Love a Lada Riva, who doesn't? And wait till you see it yourselves. It's about 5-10 cars away. Rudy Lancaster, Guy Weaver. In the Woolacombe Bay backed Mark II Escort. Guy, one of the sponsors of the Pirelli Welsh Championship with Ashmore's. Long-term co-driver for David Stokes as well, who we miss greatly. Robert Goff, Jack Bowen should be through next. Now, last time we were here on this particular stage, Robert was one of the cars that never made it this far. So we'll see if he's got a bit further this time. Hopefully so. Here he comes. Quick peddler in a Mark II. To be fair, it was the wrong thing to say. They're all quick pedallers in Mark IIs. When you look at this end of the entry list, it's not just Robert Goff that's a quick pedaller. When you look at everyone around him as well, Simon Webster, Rudy Lancaster, Duffy James was flying as well, wasn't he? Adam Milner is in the Mark 1. He's got Roy Jarvis alongside him this weekend. Ben Friend is our next competitor, with Cliffy Simmons alongside. Real business end of the two-wheel drive championship now. Fantastic stuff. Running at the top end of the Pirelli Welsh Rally Championship two-wheel drive category is Ben. David Crossan up next, then we see Shane McGurr in the larder. No 131s out today, but we do have Seb Perez in the 911 RS to come through as well, before the two Mitsubishi Galant VR4s. Dan Mennell first up for us then. John Roberts in the silly seat this weekend. Down from Malton. He was the first historic competitor on the Malton Forest Rally last year as well. He won that event, local to him obviously, so it's a bit away from home here, but fantastic that he's registered for the Pirelli Welsh Championship. He enjoys his rallying down in Wales, so always happy to have him along. And John Roberts from Colwyn Bay, been rallying now for 48 years. And when it says what sort of awards have you got, what sort of accolades have you got, his reply was lots. I suppose you get lots, don't you, after 48 years of rallying? David Henderson, Chris Lees alongside. Love watching David drive that Escort. It's great to see. He's always on the money with it, and he's so neat and tidy as well in it. He's driven a few cars over the last few years, including sort of R2 and R5 machinery, and I have to say the Escort, I think, really suits his style. I think he's found a home behind that wheel. So I did jump a couple of cars in time. David Crossan is next. There we go. Nice and tidy away. Will Atkins has joined us as well as Julia Perry. Thank you very much for tuning in this morning, guys. Will, it's been you in the past in that David Henderson Escort. Chris Lees jumping back in this weekend for the run around Wales. Mark Weller, well done to the team of spectators getting the rolled cars out safely. Top effort. Yeah, done safely as well, to be fair. The marshals have policed it well down there. They've kept an eye on things coming into the danger zone and managed to keep everyone safe while they got the cars out. So, yeah, fair play. Here we go then. Shane McGurr, Larder Reaver. Looks and sounds fantastic. Love it. Awesome to see. So, Michael Callow was watching from the Isle of Man. Thank you for tuning in. Simon Bevan watching from Brecon down in Wales. Stuart McDermott watching from sunny Tenby. Always sunny in Tenby, surely. Bill Starkweather is watching from America. Thank you, Bill, for tuning in. We've had people from New Zealand and America and everywhere in between. So, a big thank you to everyone for tuning in. Has Harry Reynolds been through yet? I've seen his name on the entry list, but I don't think he's been through yet, has he? I'll give you more information on that in a second. This is Seb Perez first, though. And Seb is an expert pilot behind the wheel of one of those Porsche 911s. And also a Lancia Stratos as well, which we are looking forward to seeing back out on the Roger Albert Clark Rally at the end of the year. Dale Bowen alongside Seb this weekend. Joe Price is back out rallying again this weekend with Lucy Wilding in the co-driver's seat. Harry Reynolds. I can't see Harry's name now. Two car 226, Harry Reynolds. He didn't come through. Patrick Walsh alongside. Yeah, he didn't. Hasn't been through, has he? So this is the final car in our two-wheel drives. Using every inch of the road. Lucy Wilding having the time of her life in that Escort RS of Joe Price's. And now we turn our attention to the four-wheel drives. However, we do still have two cars to come in the historic category, and those are the two H12 category Mitsubishi Galant VR4s, which I do enjoy seeing. Group A rallying, making its way into historic rallying now, and I think it's fantastic to see the VR4s out on the stages. Opens up the category, and we should get some interesting cars and entries over the next few years, I think. Baz Jordan will be our first one through with Arwell Jenkins, and then George Lepley and David Evans to round things off. The forest has gone quiet for the minute. We'll just see how this is going to work out. I thought there would be a gap after these next two cars, but maybe they've put a gap in now. Okay, him has just gone into the stage. So we haven't got a car one this weekend. However, Andrew Purcell and Martin Brady have leapfrogged Liam Clark into that car number one position on the road. So when we do start seeing the modern four-wheel drive machinery, car 25 will be our first car, which is the Irish crew of Andrew Purcell and Martin Brady in that Rally 2 Fiesta. Then you've got Liam Clark and Jack Morton in a similar car, and then Dan O'Brien is leading Father Michael away. Michael in the Ford Fiesta WRC, which I never thought I'd hear myself say this. I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's been a while since I've seen a Fiesta WRC out on the stages, so I'm looking forward to seeing Mick back out and driving the WRC car. I don't know what cars Mick still got, but I know he had a good variety of Fords, especially back in the day. Back in the day. It wasn't that long ago, to be fair. It sounds awful when I say that. And we had an ex-Ken Block World Rally Ford Focus. 0506, I think it was 06 spec actually. The round shape. Here we go then. The first of the Galant VR4s comes into view. Four-wheel drive. Able to dig deep and pull it out of the ruts. George Lepley. So we have one of them missing which is a shame. Baz Jordan, Arwell Jenkins maybe haven't started. Couldn't see anything on any retirements.
Yeah, 202's coming.
246, Tim Jones, Yvonne Walton have retired at the end of this stage. Off-road with a windscreen damage. So it's a shame. That was the crew of the Mark 1 Escort that was our first roller here on this this tricky right-hander. So yeah, big shame that they've had to retire. We already know that Dylan Fowler Bishop and Dan Evans are also out.
Yeah, Harry Reynolds has stopped further into this stage.
Okay, so Harry Reynolds, we're hearing, has stopped further into this stage, back from where we are now, so closer to the start line from where we are, which is a shame. We will have a short break now. So Luke Perry, if you're still listening, that's... oh, here we go. I thought we had a missing Gallant, but it's here. Phil Boyle is watching Chris Boyle, who stood in the way in his media tabard. We've done that on purpose. We've positioned ourselves right behind him. If we zoom in really close for you, Phil, you'll be able to see how ugly he is. Sorry, Chris. Yeah, he's down there. He's capturing the action. Flat Shift Media here this weekend. Jim McBain, amazing coverage as always. Thank you from Wales. Thanks, Jim. Getting ready for things for Barbados, I think, aren't you? If I remember right. Are you going over to Barbados? GRO, winner watching. Luke Perry, cheers, lads. Thank you very much. Yeah, no problem, Luke. Sorry to hear that he's parked up. I don't know what the situation is. I don't know if he's gone off or he's on a mechanical. But anyway, the car is parked earlier in the stage here. It's only a shortish stage, but he's parked up, I believe. No. Well, there wasn't much of a gap there, was there? Four-wheel drives are in, and they're coming at us quick. They're on the way down the hill now. When is Chris not in the way? Poor Chris is getting some stick. They better get their foot down. They're running back to their locations. The cars are on the way. So, first of our four-wheel drives. Brightly coloured Fiesta Rally 2. Andrew Purcell and Martin Brady opening proceedings. With the four-wheel drive category, and we've probably got about 25 cars or so in the four-wheel drive category. Keep an eye out for car 16, John Kane and Mark Morris, who made a very exciting corner of this corner 3 years back, just after the car had been completely rebuilt. Mechanics were sat watching back in service, as I'm sure they probably are again today, and the car left the road, bounced over every tree stump and bit of foliage possible. And then managed to climb themselves back onto the road and carried on. But, yeah, a little bit of a heart-in-mouth moment for the crew and the mechanics and the service crew back in Bala as well. So interesting morning for them all, anyway. So Liam Clark should be our next competitor, although there is a little bit of a gap. So I can hear Liam, if it is Liam coming towards us in the distance. Jack Morton, with the experience he's gained over the last few seasons alongside. Just about getting away with it. Using every inch of the road and more to get that power through the rear wheels and front wheels of that Ford Fiesta Rally 2 to drag it back onto the road. We're looking for photographs of inside front wheels up in the air now. We had a few the other year, didn't we? Back end of the car just tiptoeing over the edge of the ditch, and then the front end will tip up. Look good. All the photographers and spectators down there get some decent pictures. Dan O'Brien, Niall Burns should be up next. Nice to see Dan back out as well, having a crack this year. He'll be constantly checking his mirrors to see where his old man is. Mick O'Brien, long-time navigator Mark Glenister, sat alongside in the WRC Fiesta. Older machinery, but just as impressive. That engine note, it just sings and it sounds great. See that dull thumping noise from the exhaust itself. It's beautiful. Love it. One notable absence this weekend is Russ Thompson and Stephen Link. Stephen is away on stag do duties this weekend, and having had a little bit of an indiscretion last week on the Border Counties Rally with the Evo off the road, Russ wasn't planning to enter this one anyway. So, sitting this one out, one of the top crews in the Pirelli Welsh Championship. In fact, one of the top crews in the UK, to be fair. But pushing him all the way is this man, James Giddings, in the Evo 9. Great to see the pair doing battle throughout the season in those Evo 9s. Haven't quite got the get up and go of a WRC or a Rally 2 machinery, but fantastic to see them pushing on just as hard, and if not harder at times as well, trying to keep up. So really, really good stuff. Okie dokie. Bob Morgan, Aid Williams up next for us in the Skoda Fabia R5. Twitching away, but safely done. Good stuff, nice to see a Fabia out. Here's two boys we didn't want to be saying hello to.
Not this early.
No, not this early. Dylan, come over. You can't escape now. Dylan, we obviously saw what had happened. Tell us all about it. What was going through your mind?
I just sort of come into it a bit too fast, really, and it just understeered off, and that was it. Game over. There's nothing we could do about it. Sort of driver error, really, but no. Hey, it is what it is. It happens at some time in the stage, doesn't it? But no, you have to reassess and go from there.
Were you thinking of having a push this morning? Obviously short, sharp stages, so you've got to sort of go from the start, don't you, really get going into the stages. So were you... we've had a few of them. Close calls, yeah, close calls. Yeah, obviously Charlie's here this weekend in the MG, pushing really hard. I mean, I don't know if you saw him go through here before you. Obviously, you didn't see it live, but
Yeah.
if you've seen it afterwards, he was right on the ragged edge. I can't believe he got round that corner without going the same fate as you.
Yeah, no, like you say, sort of just come here this weekend. To just obviously we was out last weekend on the border counties, but we just come here this weekend to get some Welsh points and some micro challenge points. But no, you know, we gutted in one way, but it was going to happen at some point, wasn't it? You know.
We were actually saying how consistent you are.
Yeah.
Your pace is always really hot, and you're really consistent, and you seem to get to end of a lot of rallies, and it wasn't so today.
No, like me and Dan were just discussing that now. Like we've had a real good run so far, and we haven't had many. Well, we haven't had no major offs really, so we've been quite lucky to be honest. So it was going to happen. Like Dan said, you can only go fast for so long before something goes wrong. So, yeah, we'll just have to reassess now and go from there.
The main thing is you're both okay,
Yeah,
which is fantastic to see, because it was quite a stop as well, wasn't it? So
I just watched the live stream back now, and it come over hard on the top, but
yeah,
no, we're both okay. So
that's really good to hear. That's the main thing, mate. I'm really pleased with that. Good stuff. Go and have a sit down in there, mate. Sam will look after you. Good stuff. Thank you, Dylan. Never easy talking to someone who's had an off like that, and it's, you know, I always feel bad saying things to them, but really good of Dylan to come over and tell us about the indiscretion into the scenery, and a top job by the spectators to get him back out again. So, turning our attention back to the action there, then we've just seen Sam Patterson come through in the Evo 9, and then David Tomlin and Keith Ashley in that Fiesta Rally R5, making their way through too. Let's have a little look, see if I've got any stage results for any of these four-wheel drives. So Charlie Tuthill is showing as the fastest car through the stage still, and that is 4 seconds quicker than Joe Price, 4 seconds quicker than David Henderson, 5 seconds quicker than Seb Perez, 5 seconds quicker than David Crossan, 6 seconds quicker than Dan Mennell, Owen McMackin, and Shane McGurr and Dovry James. I mean, it's just a hell of a time. It really is a hell of a time that Charlie set. You can just see exactly how hard he was trying. You see that? How he got round this corner, I have no idea. Hell of a time from Charlie. Just showing Dylan and Dan there. Yeah, they were really on it. So incredible commitment from Charlie in that MG. We'll keep an eye out for the four-wheel drive times to crop up. I haven't seen anything just yet. That was Wug Utting making his way through. Bit of a stalwart for the Pirelli Welsh Championship. What is there to tell you about Wug? Well, he's from Smallfield. He enjoys skiing, shooting. He's an author, open water diver, likes his snooker. He's been rallying since 1976. And he's also finished in the top 30 on several WRC events as well, which that just gives you a little bit of an insight into his competitive nature and the events that he does. There you go. Great to see Wug out. There's not that many events actually that or certainly that I go to, where we don't see Mr. Utting. Always good to have him along. Bob Stokoe, as always, in the navigator's seat this weekend. Colin Griffiths and Mark Morgan. Pretzer WRX STI. Colin's over from Worcester, another one who likes his skiing. Skiing, summer holidays and eating out. Skiing and summer holidays. I can't imagine he does both of them at the same time. So he must have a skiing holiday and a summer holiday, surely. Been rallying for around about 7 years now. He was the 57 tyres winner in 2024. Came third overall in the Pirelli Welsh Championship in the W13 class as well. Spent 15 years racing in the Caterham Superlight Championship before making the move across to rallying. Peter Bayliss, Paul Godden in that Mitsubishi Evo 9 familiar car for the crew. We've got quite a few Mitsubishis out today, actually, including John Kane's Evo 3. I'm sure he will have this corner noted, and he won't be putting his service crew through the trials and tribulations of 2 or 3 years ago when he decided to mow the area with his car. Chrissy McCallum is watching from sunny Dumbarton. Scrapman Brown is watching from Durham. Olav Wagnall is watching as well. Big thank you to everyone tuning in. I mentioned it earlier, but if you're new to the stream and you haven't heard, if you want to be within a chance of winning a special stage and Rallying is Life hat, we will put you into the draw for that hat for every live stream that you comment on. So drop us a comment into the live stream, let us know what you're up to, where you're watching, what your plans are for the weekend, how you're going to enjoy the sunshine here in the UK, what you're doing elsewhere around the world if you're not here in the UK. Let us know in the chat. Make it clean, please. Let the family and friends of these competitors and viewers watching be involved as well, and we'll drop you into the draw to win one of these hats. Mike Winfield says it looks like the Acropolis. It feels a bit like the Acropolis, just without the temperature at the minute. Colin Minton, Jordan Joins making their way through with the Dago flashes down the side of that Fiesta. It does, yeah, it does look like the Acropolis of Portugal or somewhere like that. Maybe it's not quite as orange as the dust as Portugal, but obviously WRC Portugal is underway this weekend as well. You've got the sunshine for it here, certainly. Just the temperature just needs turning up a dial. Just knock it up a notch or two, please, if you're out there. It's certainly pleasant at the minute, though. Andy Davies, Ian Beamond. Next up then, Subaru Impreza. Going along nicely. This should now be our Pet Hire sponsored Evo 3, lime green coloured. Nice to see the old girl back out again. Hopefully she's running well today for John and Mark. Here they come. Mark will be saying, remember, remember, remember. There we go. Not so much bouncing through the undergrowth this time round. Nicely done, boys. Another of the Mitsubishi Evos out this weekend, but a little bit of an older version, that one. The Evo 3 of John Kane, Mark Morris. Chris Gash and Dylan Williams are up next for us then, in the Impreza. Plenty of bird song this morning. We had the cuckoo out this morning as well, just over the back of us here, calling from the trees. Nice way to wake up on a Saturday morning. There we go then, Chris Gash, Dylan Williams in the Subaru Impreza steady away. Get to the end of this one and see how the lay of the land is as they head into the longer stages. Paul Lomas, Mark Leader in their Ford Fiesta, making their way through the stage. So Rob Morris is out today in the Citroen C3 Rally 2. That'll be nice to see. Next car through, and he's got the hugely experienced Paul Spooner alongside. Pushing hard, going well. Paul's been around for many a year now. 47, in fact, into his rugby and his skiing. Overall champion back in 2009 in the Pirelli Welsh Championship, and he also has national titles to his name as well in 99, 2002. Which will be Mr. Perez alongside as a driver, I would have thought. 2002, 2010, and then 2014 as well. Yeah, if you've got Paul in the car, you've got a very sensible head in the navigator's seat, and he will guide you around these stages as good as anybody out there. Rob Aslett and Ashley Aslett are up next for us. Put some work in there. Cyclists arriving at the side of us to watch the stage, puffing and puffing. It's just starting to warm up a little bit as well now, so things are just getting a little bit warmer around here. So there's the Aslets, car 20, going well. Not too much to be able to tell you about the Aslett boys. So just hearing from stage 2 that Perez has had an issue, possible damage to the back of the car has gone off, and an issue with the gearbox as well, maybe. So problems there for young Perez. Seb in that glorious Porsche, he was really flying through here, wasn't he? So I can't confirm that at the minute. It's just a message come through. You might have seen that on the chats already. So yeah, fingers crossed they can get the car back and get it sorted in service. Anyway, Arwell Parry and Karen Tomlinson then in the Subaru Impreza, they've just made their way through your shot, and we have 3 cars to go. All Mitsubishis, all different. An 8, a 9 and a 4 to come your way. William Fisher and Ross Green in the Evo 8 first up. Jeff Cottrell and Nathan Crew in the Evo 9. and then rounding things off with Alan Jones and Geraint Mills in the Evo 4 as the last cruise on the road this morning. We'll then be turning our attention to stage end interviews, and we'll be making our way to the end of this particular stage, but it won't be this run of stage. We are here for stage 5, which is the next time the cars will tackle Alwyn South, and we'll be waiting for them to arrive at the stop line so we can have a chat with them and find out exactly how things are going. Just over halfway through the event as well, stage numbers wise. Probably not quite half the event mileage wise, but yeah, be a good chance to chat to all our Pirelli Welsh Championship crews and find out exactly how things are going.
And there'll be a marshal there, wait there, and he's going to take us there. There's plenty of room to turn around there as well. Yeah, alright? See you in a minute. Ta-da. Right.
So, penultimate car then. Shiny red Evo of Jeff Cottrell and Nathan Crew. Matthew Hurst pleased to see Paul Lomas out in his old Fiesta. Had some good times in that Fiesta as well, didn't you, Matthew? It was a good car for you. Kev Murphy is another watching from home in Nottinghamshire. He was hoping to be out with us this weekend, but he's looking after a guide dog. So you're doing a good bit of work there. We'll gladly bring you all the action from stage side here on the 2025 Plains Rally, which is the second round of the Pirelli Welsh Championship. And as the dust starts to ebb away, as the final competitor makes their way out of the stage and down to the stop line, it's time for me to say goodbye to you guys, and we will see you very shortly for stage 5, where we'll be bringing you all the interviews and the adrenaline-filled answers from the crews at the stop line of stage 5 here in Alwyn South. But until then, have a really good rest of the morning, and we'll see you just after lunchtime. All the best, everyone. Take care.
That was this week.